everybody, it's Thursday. Greetings, blessings, good fortune. The Otter's back. We're here on this time anyway. Only, when Joe's doing his duty. Okay? He's a soldier. Okay? That kind of duty. Not the kind of duty you're thinking of, all right? I know yous. Anyway, we're going on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. I figured out how to do this last week. I've been on vacation. I actually shave, though. Once a week I shave on vacation, whether I need it or not. So, I got a good shave in. Check this out. We even have the intro. We figured this out. Check it out. Hang on.
This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show on 97.7 FM, The City.
Nice, huh? Friend of mine named Ryan did that for me. And many of you know Ryan. Anyway, if he ever wants me to tell everybody who he is, that's fine, and I'll do it. Otherwise, here we are. It's a great Thursday. We had a lot going on this week. Things we're going to talk about, things we're going to discuss. And oh yeah, I've also figured out how to get the comments going on the side here. So I've got that. Comments are ready to roll. So YouTube, Facebook, comments, bring them on, okay? Then, the Otter phone, all right? Give me a call. 737-256-9339. We'll talk about it. You don't agree with me? That's fine. I invite debate. I'm not here to teach you how to think. I'm just here hoping that you will think, because I need ideas too. So, I'm right here on the other side of my screen here that you can't see. I have the comments ready and tuned up. We'll see who's going in, coming out, talking, wants to talk, whatever. Okay? So, there's some things I want you to check out. I got some good stuff besides the founding documents I have behind me, beautiful as they are. I'm going to have things popping up on the screen, the articles and so forth that are going to hopefully stimulate us to thought and conversation. However, one of the things that I want to cover tonight is what we can do in case our bank fails. I know. How is that going to happen, Otter? How is that going to be? Well, there are many different ways it can happen. However, there are also many different things we can do prior to something like that happening. Am I saying your bank is going to fail? No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. Lord willing, your bank will be safe, sound, secure, as your money will be. I'm hoping that everybody has the opportunity to safeguard their money through this time. That's my goal here. And don't know if you remember it or not, but Bitcoin Otter is a private membership association of which you can be a member at any time. Contact me. bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Okay? Our website is bitcoinotter.com. Check it out. You'll see. Anyway, this private membership association is a nonprofit 508(1)(c)(a). Okay? So we are an organization that has faith in God, because God's going to win. And, we like to be on that team. We really do. And we would like you to be there with us. It's your choice. I don't force anyone to believe anything. Not anyone, not anything. Don't worry about it. Low pressure, no pressure. What I want to bring up, though, is this. There are many things that I have researched. I'm one of those people that friends, neighbors, associates like to call a conspiracy theorist. Now, I don't feel uncomfortable at all being called that, because those specific people that are called conspiracy theorists in clown world, which I call somewhere around 2019 into 2020 to now, is clown world. Up is down, down is up, good is bad, bad is good. Men are women, women are men. It's confusing. Hence, clown world. I didn't make it up, but I do think that it's a very good, how would you say, a very good moniker for our times. So here in clown world, I believe that I can help people out because I'm not going to say what you think I'm not going to say because I'm so smart. I'm not going to say that because I'm not. What I am, though, is an observer, an astute observer of smart people. I read what they say, what they write. I listen to what they say. I watch videos constantly, listening to people who are extremely smart. They could be or maybe aren't experts in some venue or another. They could be in banking. They could be in Hollywood. They can be in, I even know a few in immigration. If you ever need, the help, they can help you out. That being said, experts are not the only people who know something about something. So I ask around and I get answers and I put them through this process that I learned when I was young before education became what it is. With the drag show story hours and so forth. I'm way before that, as you can tell, right? Anyway, the deal that I see happening now is that when we listen to smart people, we get a lot of ideas. They're not always good, mind you, because some smart people are also crazy, or evil. So how is it that we discern? Well, my first go-to is the Bible. Hey, is it logical? Does it make sense? And if it's not there, because believe it or not, the Bible doesn't cover everything. I mean, it can in some way or another, but not everything. So, what is it that we use to figure it out? Well, logic, experience, knowledge, wisdom. We bring all that to bear, okay? And I don't do it alone. Part of the reason why I'm doing this show is to bounce it off of everyone, see what they think. Neither here nor there, we're going to try that with some things today. So I have a list of things that I'm going to pop up in a little bit, and it's going to be things that you and I can both do for ourselves and our families to, how would you say, prepare in the case of a bank failure that affects us personally, meaning our bank. So we have our job, our employers, sending our paycheck into our account. What happens, God forbid, if that bank fails? So those are the things we'll go over. A couple things, right? We have articles, we have this kind of stuff, and again, got the comments ready here. I know it's spring break, so we'll probably not have a ton of people chiming in for today's show, but I'm going to leave it up. If you have comments or whatever afterwards, that's fine too. So, what's our first article? See, and you're going to see this. I've been doing, a little more than, just hanging out and playing video games on my vacation, okay? And growing a beard that I shaved. So, this one's interesting to me. See that pop-up thing? See that? See that? That's nice, huh? I like that too. So, let me get out of the way here. So, what does this say? I might have to bring this down a little bit. It's called India and the de-dollarization. India takes a leading role in de-dollarization. Wow. De-dollarization, Otter? Yeah, de-dollarization. What does that mean? Well, for the US dollar, it doesn't mean good things. So it says that Reuters reported, which is always, Reuters, whatever. Believe what you might. Reuters reported on Wednesday that India's oil deals with Russia dent decades-old dollar dominance. I would agree with that. So we have an issue here where India is wanting to and is going to buy, sell oil in some sort of currency other than the US dollar. Many of you may have heard of and perhaps even used the term the petrodollar. Well, that was a real thing for a long time. Not so much anymore. So a little background. Back in the 70s, we had this crazy thing called the depegging of the dollar from the gold standard. Now, it was treacherous. It was backstabbing. It was skullduggery, if you will. by the usual suspects, the Federal Reserve. They're not nice people. They're not. But just know that you don't hang out with them. Doesn't mean they don't affect you, and their evil policies don't affect you. But it just means that you don't have to hang out with them, which is a good thing. Because you don't know them. You don't want to know them. I don't know them. I don't want to know them. Anyway, what they did was they depegged the US dollar paper at the time. They depegged it, untethered it from gold. So what made it valuable, they threw that away. Throwing out the baby with the bathwater. That would be a good analogy. Throwing out the baby with the bathwater. So they threw the gold out and kept paper. One of our good friends from the X22 report, Dave, uses a very good analogy, and I've said this many times. Bury gold in 1970, whatever it was. Bury the dollar equivalent. He uses the 30s, but I'm going to use the 70s. And dig them up today. Let's say they were in your yard that long. Dig them up. What do you want? You want the gold or the, 100, 150 or whatever gold was worth at the time? I don't know. But you're going to want that gold. I know you're going to want that gold. And that'll go into some other things we're going to talk about in a little while. But I just wanted to showcase that because India is on the de-dollarization train. And I'm telling you what, man, it's not just this one like the Ohio trains that, accidentally, there they are, the quotes are now on the screen. Coincidentally, right? They went off the trails, they went off the rails, they went off by accident. Yeah, sure, with chemicals that go into the Ohio River Valley, that the Ohio River Valley basically flows into a huge amount of the water system here in the United States. Big accident, yeah. And then it happened again and again. Coincidence, right? Yeah, sure. Anyway, I digress. So, the de-dollarization, it has occurred and it is occurring apace. It is happening rapidly, okay? So what we're seeing is more and more people around the world are using other currencies to get things bought and sold. Whatever, right? You might think that's nothing. Well, to the US dollar, it's something. And since most of us get paid in that, use that, try to save it, well, it means something to us. So if something happens to the US dollar, something happens to our finances. But again, there are answers to that, and we'll go over some of them. Now, what I would like to see is a way where we can jump ahead of what's coming. And we'll get into that later too. So, let me give you an example of some people that did jump ahead of what's coming. Russia. Now, if you're not a conspiracy theorist, they were pretty much forced into doing what they did. If you are a conspiracy theorist like myself, I believe this is all part of the great plan. Anyway, again, I digress. What did Russia do? Well, what did they do now? They mocked the Western banking system, and with good reason. We should mock it too, but alas, we are entangled with it. Anyway, so Russia mocks, this is out of Zero Hedge, Russia mocks Western banking crisis, says aggressive sanctions have provided insulation. What do you mean, provided insulation? Well, remember, when Russia moved into Ukraine, and we won't rehash all that, because we've done fairly extensive rundowns on that, and we'll do it again, but right now, here we are. Russia mocks Western banking crisis, says aggressive sanctions have provided insulation. How have they provided insulation to Russia? They forced them to change their monetary system. So, when the US, NATO, the Western bankers put the sanctions on Russia, again, necessity being the mother of invention, Russia had to either invent, create, adapt, and they went into a different system. So the SWIFT system of monetary transactions, which is dominated by the Western powers, is what is going on in the West, was going on in Russia, but they cut off Russia. It's bad, right? In a way. But what did it do? It got Russia to start their own. Wow. So Russia is not working on the system that is crashing right now. The SWIFT system's crashing, Otter? No. The banking system seems to be a little shaky. You be the judge. If you differ, there are the comments right there. I'm thinking I can see all of them, but I'm not positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check my phone. Because on this phone, I have the Facebook Live. This is usually what I go off on, the Facebook Live on my phone. However, I'm just checking to see if we have any comments. Mingo's on. Mingo is on. I don't see anything here, so I might have to do a little bit of tweaking around and figuring it out to see exactly what it is I need to do. But suffice it to say that maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Maybe he is. Maybe they are insulated because of what the West did to them. The West cut them off. Because the criminal paradise known as Ukraine was being invaded. It was being, if you will, liberated. You can differ with me. This is a great and awesome country. I'm coming to you live from a place called Texas, which was once its own country. This place here in Texas, it really does value freedom. And one of those freedoms, in fact, they made it the First Amendment to the Bill of Rights and the Constitution and all that good stuff. It's up there. It's up there. Right behind me. The First Amendment, freedom of speech. I can say this. Now, there are some things that I can't say because I'm on YouTube. And I can't say, and I told you last week, I can't say certain truth. So we'll get to that later. But this truth I'm going to say. This truth is that Russia is stronger. Their banking system has now pivoted in a truly healthy way for Russia because of the sanctions, which backfired on those dastardly Western bankers. However, we, as individuals, can also pivot, and we'll go into that later. A little bit later, I'm going to put that slide up there. You guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about, and you can comment. You can let me know, hey, Otter, that's crazy, or, you know what, Otter, I want to know more about it. Or, Otter, I've got a better idea. Let's do this, that, or the other. Hit me up. I'm ready. I'm waiting. Okay? So, basically, I'm not going to read the whole article. It goes in deeper, but it's Reuters. It was a quote from Reuters. So you're going to get half-truths because Reuters is, unfortunately, part of the mainstream media. The mainstream media, you can believe them about as far as you can throw a city bus. Yeah. So, that one is what it is, and you be the judge of it. So, I do believe that the Russian, probably going pretty soon, will be the Indian, right? The BRICS nations, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. BRICS, okay? They have been, how would you say, solidifying their union based on what the madmen, the neocons is a good term, warmongers is even better, that run policy in the United States, UK, Germany, all those, so-called civilized places that just basically wants to bomb the heck out of Russia. Yeah, because they're civilized people. And they want to, in some cases, maybe even nuke them. And give Ukraine the opportunity to do so too. So there are a lot of things going on with Ukraine. But as we were on the banking, we're going to stay on the banking, okay? What can we do? I'll tell you what we can do. We can keep an eye on these banks. Stay in a little chat room, keep up with each other. Believe me, I've got this page for this show. So throw something up on Facebook. Christopher Ott, Bitcoin Otter. I've got the two separate. Bitcoin Otter's for the business. Christopher Ott is for business and friends. Whatever. Bring it up. I will showcase it. I'll research it if it's something I'm not familiar with. And we'll have a show on it, or at least a portion of a show on it. What else do I have for you? Let me see here. Silvergate. Okay? Digital asset experts school senators on Silvergate debacle. Not due to crypto. Ladies and gents, we knew, I knew, many of us knew, that when this Silverbank slash SVB failure happened, that they were going to blame it on crypto. How did I know that? Because they had a crypto facet of their investment portfolio. It wasn't what brought down the bank, but we knew it was going to be blamed. What brought down the bank was the usual thing, okay? People making bad decisions with other people's money. US dollar kind of money. Federal Reserve note kind of money. Not crypto. Look into it. Don't take my word for it. Okay? There are many things out there, and there are many crypto projects out there, and they deserve to go under. Not with other people's money, not with, people who had good faith going in. Okay? And I'm talking about a certain one, and I'll get into that in a different show. But there's a certain one that I got into that with good faith, and I did have good faith in the founders. Not anymore, but we'll go on that another time. Anyway, digital asset experts. So experts, schmexperts, whatever. What they're basically saying is, it wasn't the crypto. You're trying to hide your criminality again. So there's other things that I didn't highlight for this show, but as you can imagine, there are many communists, many Republicans, all alike, in this particular SVB debacle. That's why it got bailed out. I personally think, as one of those conspiracy theorists, that there was a reason for this being the first one. It could have been prompted just so he gets the bailout money. Because if you think they're going to bail out all the banks, keep watching TV. What do we got? What do we got here? The Silvergate lie? Oh, here's a good one. I'm on YouTube. I didn't say this truth. This truth is not what I said. I'm not endorsing this truth. I'm not doing anything that YouTube would not like me to do. This is a woman. I'm not a biologist, but it's a woman. Her name is Natasha Owens, and she made this song. YouTube, don't worry about it. I'm not saying that I made the song, and I'm not singing it on YouTube. Although it is on YouTube if you all want to go see it. This one is this snapshot. This snip is from Amazon, but it's also on YouTube. Millions. It was like number one. I can't remember. I think it was Amazon, whatever. But she says that Trump won. Wow. Now we know that we can't say certain things on YouTube. However, she sings it. Maybe that's why it's still on, because she sings it. It's a good song. Check it out if you get a chance. She's got a great voice, good beat to it. Yeah. Just to reiterate, last week and a half ago, I put up all the Facebook videos of the Bitcoin Otter show onto YouTube. Okay, and almost proudly, I must say that I was one of my shows was struck. I was warned, duly warned, that I could not say things about the 2020 election that were truthful. I couldn't say them, and I won't say them. I even did this last week. Wait, let me get rid of the graphic. I did this last week. I raised my hand. I actually did. I did this. And what I told YouTube was that I would no longer tell any more truth about that election. No, I wouldn't. Now, I can tell all kinds of non-truths, okay? I can say things like, the 2020 election was the most secure election ever in the world. I can say that. YouTube will let that fly all day long. I can also say that there was no fraud, especially in Georgia. When they pulled out those ballots out from under those tables, that was not fraud. That was just a very strong will to win. I can say things like that, and I won't have this show stopped. It won't be taken off. See? There's certain things you can say. There's certain things you can say and certain things you can't. Okay? So, I could say many things about that election that, it lasted a week. And that means there was no fraud. It was more than a week. That means there was no fraud. Isn't it great, the things that we can say nowadays? Wow. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, here's a good one. Border Patrol chief defies Joe Biden. What? Testifies Border Patrol does not have control of the border. It's a crisis, and they should finish the Trump wall. This is on the Gateway Pundit. Wouldn't be anywhere else. Wouldn't be in wouldn't be in any mainstream places. Let's put it that way. Many of us may have things to say about public figures, like, Chief Ortiz. We might have a lot to say. But I could say that along with another chief that was retired shortly thereafter, Chief Scott, this Chief Ortiz is, talking truth to power. He's just telling it the way it is. What's the bottom line with that? We'll see. We'll find out. But it's good to hear truth from a very public figure. At least that's the way I feel about it. Say what you will. He's talking. He's talking truth to power. Why? Why does this have to come from the Gateway Pundit and will never be put on, the New York Times? Unless he's fired, they'll probably put it on there then and make some lies up about it. We'll see. What else do we have? How are we doing on time? We're about halfway there. Halfway. Or maybe a little less, depending on how fast we go or how many comments we get. So, we come to what I wanted to discuss. There we go. A little thing. Something you can look at. These are some ideas, okay? I titled it, Things You Can Do Before Your Bank Closes If You're Worried About It. Ladies and gents, you don't have to be worried about your bank closing. I'm not telling you to be worried about it. I'm not here to scare you. I'm not here to spread panic. That's not my thing. As I've told you before, I have certain contributors, creators that I listen to, and one of them is the Economic Ninja. Now, the Economic Ninja has a great tagline. One of them happens to be, don't be scared, be prepared. I love it. It's not mine, but I'll give credit every time I say it, right? So, let me get a little drink here. What we mean by that is that if you prepare yourself and your family, when the bad times come, if they come, you'll be ready. Or at least better than if you didn't prepare, right? You'll be more ready, readier than if you did not prepare. So, there's some banks that failed. The criminals made sure that theirs was bailed out, but we'll get into that some other time. Anyway, chances are many of us bank in smaller banks that, a call from us is not going to get it bailed out. So what would we do if again, our bank went under? Here's some things. Okay, first one, easy peasy, guys. Easy peasy. Open multiple accounts in multiple banks. Are you in a small bank? Think about opening an account in a big bank. Are you in a big bank? Think about one of those credit unions or a smaller local bank or two. It's up to you. How many accounts do you want? How many accounts do you think you might need? It's all on you, because you're the one in the end that's going to make decisions for you and your family. I'm not here to make decisions for anyone. The last thing I am is a financial advisor. I am not a financial advisor. But I am here to spread the ideas that I think are worthy, that I might be employing in my life to you all. And, if you have any ideas, hit us up. No comments yet that I can see. But Ian's on. How you doing, Ian? Good to see you, brother. So I'm on the first bullet here. Excuse me. Open multiple accounts in multiple banks if you're worried about your bank going under. There you go. Also, take out a comfortable amount of cash and store it under your mattress. Now that's, of course, I'm being cute there with the mattress thing. You can do it if you want. But if you have cash and you have a sufficient amount for, a month, 2 months, whatever you feel comfortable with. That's why I use the word comfortable. Take it out, put it on your mattress, whatever, Now, let me warn you, though. This is what the banks are worried about. This is what precipitates what they call a bank run. What precipitates a bank run, Otter? Everyone pulling their money out. And I know I've used this term before, and maybe not a term, but a scenario. That one of these days we'll be driving down the road and we're going to see lines around the banks. We're not going to know why until it dawns on us they're trying to get the money out. See, that's the old way, because I think in the old way sometimes. But what I'm trying to do is augment my thinking. And in the way I'm trying to do it now is read smart people, what they write, what they say, what they've shown us in videos. And one of them had a very good article on the fact that whatever may or may not happen with bank runs is going... Bank rubs? Otter, where do you get those? Hey, hold on. That's for a different show. Anyway, whatever may or may not happen for bank runs, okay? Whatever may or may not happen will happen quickly because we all have phones, okay? And most of us bank on those phones, for better or for worse, usually for better. So whatever may or may not happen, it'll happen quick. So if you do have concerns for the viability of your bank under this scenario, take some money out. That's number 2. Number 3, if you have enough and you think you can get the deal done quickly, you buy some real estate. Weather the storm. Weather the storm. Buy yourself a little ranchito, right? Put some chickens on there, maybe some sheep, right? Maybe cows, if you got enough money, cows, right? If you're close enough, whatever, to the area, you can feed these cows, pigs, horses, whatever you want. Maybe not eat the horses. But, you can have some livestock. Have you guys seen the price of cabrito now? Wow. Put yourself a few goats on there, you're gonna be fine. If you can do it, okay? Not all of us can do it. I certainly can't. Okay? But some of us can. So if you were asking me, hey, Otter, what do you think? I would say, if you got enough money and you think you could get the deal done quickly, if you're worried, again, if you're worried. I'm not telling you to be worried. If you're worried, this is what you would do. Right? I think you agree. Buy physical gold and or silver. They're not going to zero. There's no way they're going to zero. Thousands of years, okay? How do I know they're not going to zero? Because people in the banking industry, the Western banking industry, have tried to disparage it. Well, aren't they the experts, Otter? Oh, they are experts. They're experts at fiat money. Yes, fiat money. They're experts at pressing buttons and creating money out of nothing. But they're not experts in things that have real value, like gold and silver. See where it goes? It's really circular. If you use this process of logic, okay, we can get things done. So if you want ideas on how to do these things, please hit me up. I can mention whatever if you got a specific in the comments, or hit me up on my email, bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. Okay? So, the last one, of course. Wow. Who'd have thought I'd get into this one? Buy Bitcoin. I'm here to tell you that I believe in it, but I'm not here to tell you to believe in it. If it's something you're interested in, I can help you. One of the biggest reasons I went into this was to help people purchase safely and securely Bitcoin or any other cryptos they want to purchase. I can help you out with. You have to have the desire. I will not plant that desire in you. That's not part of what I do. I don't, drum up any type of emotion for any cryptos. That's not what I want to do. If you have that emotion, I can help you get there. If you're a beginner and don't know how, I can help you get that certain crypto that you really want to get, be it Bitcoin or whatever. I can help you get it. I can help you send it to your personal wallet where it's under your possession and no one can steal it from you. I can help you do that. Part of the reason why I started this private membership association of Bitcoin Otter. Okay? Part of the reason was also telling people that, hey, I think something might happen. Here's how you might be able to avoid it. So, part of the reason why I'm doing these things. So, you could buy Bitcoin because some of us, like me, believe that in the short term, and I'm talking 2-3 years, maybe a little longer, but I don't think so, and maybe even shorter, that Bitcoin will perhaps exponentially rise in value against things like, fiat money. So you be the judge. You do what you want to do. I'm just here to present you with ideas. So that's why, this list here, this list is up there. Use it. Don't use it. Whatever. But I've got ideas. They're not all mine. I don't claim them. But I think they're things that you can do to help yourself out. So, all that to say, I'm here to help. We don't have any comments. Again, I think this whole spring break thing, nobody's, not nobody, but many people that are not driving back from work, where Joe very wisely put us at the 5 o'clock time slot so that you can listen while you're on your way back from work. So what I'd like to say is I really enjoy doing this. I present these things, and I'm here to debate you if you don't agree with them, and I'm here to help you if you do, in whatever action you want to take. Whatever you think you need to do for you and your family, I'm here to help. If it's something that I can directly help you with, like buying crypto, then I'll do it. If it's something I can't directly help you with, meaning if you're just batting ideas around, you want to know what I think, contact me. All right? Contact me, please. bitcoinotter.media@gmail.com. And pretty soon, I'm learning. You got the things here here. You might not have heard this earlier, so we're going to go into this again. Listen, here we go.
This is the Bitcoin Otter Radio Show on 97.7 FM, The City.
See, we got to throw it in for Joe. If it wasn't for Joe Martinez, the owner, operator, and producer of KCYP The City, 97.7 FM out of McAllen, I probably wouldn't be doing this. He offered me the slot on the radio to do that. Now, he's away, so we're not on the radio today, but we'll be back in the studio. Anyway, I just want to say in closing that I'm here. Contact me. Been, having people reach out to me. I've been talking to people. It's not a problem. I enjoy it. We'll throw ideas around. Whatever it is you want to talk about, we can talk about it. And if you want to apprise me of something that throw me some links. You want to talk about something on the show, that's fine. I'm going to hopefully have the opportunity to learn. I got a few more days of vacation. How to get a guest on so that we can speak while we're while I'm doing this, and you'll see that person on camera talking just the way you see me talking. So hopefully we'll have that. You can listen to more people than just me on the show. The Bitcoin Otter. So thanks. I appreciate you checking it out. Have a great week. My heart goes out to everybody. I know these are trying times now in clown world, but remember who wins in the end. It's God. God wins. He cannot lose. He cannot lose. And if you hitch your wagons, so to speak, up to the Jesus wagon train, you are not going to lose. There's no way you can lose. Because he always wins. Thank you for listening. Throw some things my way. I'm ready for them. Have a great and awesome week. God bless you and your families.